Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lando from The Snap, coming at you with another What to Do with video. And today we're talking about Deshaun Watson, the controversial quarterback out of Cleveland, and can you trust him to get into the fantasy playoffs and maybe win a fantasy championship on a guy that could barely put up 8 fantasy points against Houston? I'll get into everything today, the good and the bad about Deshaun Watson and where I'm projecting him going forward. So make sure to like this video and comment down below. Here at The Snap, we answer every subscriber question. So if you have a start-sit question involving Deshaun or anyone for that matter, get me in the comments and we'll get back to you and give you the best advice we can to hopefully win your matchup and hopefully, and then again, a fantasy championship to boot. So Deshaun Watson hasn't been playing football for 2 years. And on Sunday, it looked like that. Against Houston, he only threw for 131 yards, some bad interceptions, and really threw it into the ground a ton. The quality of his passes were not up to snuff. But I do think there is upside associated with Deshaun Watson. And if you have him on your bench right now and you lost Lamar Jackson and Jimmy Garoppolo, I think you should be starting Deshaun Watson if you need that upside. He's a high-risk, high-reward player that if you are up against it and you're projected to lose, Deshaun Watson has what it takes to put up those big week winning performances. I mean, at least he did that in 2020, had multiple games for over 300, 350 yards even, and was getting it done on the ground as well. This past week, he had 7 rushing attempts, only 21 yards, but maybe they do design some runs for him as well to get his baseline a little bit higher. His schedule going forward is difficult. He has Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Washington. That is not a great schedule, but if the Browns are still trying to make the playoffs and they have an outside chance of getting in, a lot of stuff has to go right for them. Deshaun Watson's going to have to throw the ball and score a lot of fantasy points. So against Cincinnati, I think this is the best week to put up some serious points. The Cleveland defense isn't good enough to stop Joe Burrow and that offense. And then Deshaun Watson is going to have to push the ball downfield, get his targets. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Amari Cooper and company, Kareem Hunt, and obviously Nick Chubb is good enough for them to have to really respect the run game, that Deshaun Watson should have some guys with single coverage and to really score some fantasy points. So depending on your matchup, let me know who your other options are, and if you have Deshaun Watson on your bench or on waivers, let me know all the details you can, and I'll try to give you the best advice I can. And if the risk level is worth it, I think Deshaun Watson has a ton of potential and potentially some league-winning, basically a league-winning asset that you can have in Week 14 and beyond. Let me know. Although he's a controversial player, I think he can be good in fantasy. We'll see what happens. Get me in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe. We're Snap_fantasy on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Lando, and we will see you next time.